All right, so welcome to our deep dive today. And we're tackling, a big one. What is philosophy anyway? And
Yeah.
not just like the dictionary definition, but
Right.
what does it really mean to like do philosophy?
Exactly.
And we're using this awesome handout from a University of Edinburgh philosophy course as our kind of guide.
Yeah, it's like a crash course.
Right.
Thinking.
The crash course.
Not everything.
Yes. So if you're ready to flex those mental muscles, you're in the right place.
You are.
The first thing that like really jumped out at me from this handout
Yeah.
is that philosophy is more of a like verb
Right.
than a noun, It's something you do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's active.
It's active. It's not just something you like study passively.
No, it's a process.
It's a process.
It's questioning, it's reasoning, it's searching for deeper meaning. It really is.
And the handout like compares it to a workout
Yeah.
for your brain.
Exactly.
And I love that analogy because you really are like flexing those mental muscles, You're challenging your assumptions.
Yeah.
You're like grappling with these tough questions.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be uncomfortable,
Yeah, it's not always comfortable.
but it's very rewarding
Right.
when you actually get to some of those like deeper meanings.
And what I find fascinating is like how philosophy interacts with other subjects. It's
Uh-huh.
not about, replacing
Right.
science or history.
It's about examining
Right. But it's about like examining.
the foundations of those fields.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taking a step back and asking, what are the underlying assumptions
Yeah, yeah.
of physics? How do we define
Okay.
health in medicine? Like, what are the limits
Right.
of what we can even know through scientific observation?
Exactly. It's about going beyond just the what
Right.
and getting into the why and the how.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the handout gives this great example
Okay.
with physics. We might be able to, conduct experiments, observe the laws of physics,
Right, right.
but philosophy asks, like, what is the nature of reality itself?
Well,
Like, what does it even mean to say that a scientific theory is true?
yes.
These are big questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then in medicine, we might treat illnesses based on the best available evidence.
Yeah.
But philosophy pushes us to think about,
Yeah, like what do we even mean?
yes, what do we mean by health and disease?
Right.
Are those concepts objective and universal? Or are they shaped by, like, our cultures and our values? And honestly, those are really thought-provoking questions.
Leo.
Like, I can already see how philosophy can help us think, like, more deeply,
No, critically.
more critically about any topic.
About anything, really.
But the handout also acknowledges, like, philosophy isn't always necessary.
Yeah, not always.
Like, you probably don't need to launch into, like, a big philosophical debate when you're deciding what to have for dinner.
Right, exactly. Like, is a hot dog a sandwich? That's
Well-
for another time.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's a time and a place for deep philosophical inquiry. But, like, when we're dealing with issues that really matter
Right.
to us.
That's when it's essential.
Yeah, like our values,
Yes,
our
yeah.
beliefs, the way we live our lives.
It's the way we interact with other people.
Yeah, that's when philosophy becomes essential.
I think so.
Okay, so we've established that, like, philosophy is an
Right.
active process of thinking
It is.
and that it can help us examine the foundations of other subjects.
Yeah.
But, like, how do we actually do philosophy?
Right. How do we get started?
Yeah, how do we get started? And, the handout gives us this really helpful breakdown.
Okay.
And it starts with something like we can all relate to,
Yeah.
making decisions. So
Yeah.
they use this example of like deciding whether to go to the cinema.
All right. All right. I like that.
So let's say you're trying to decide whether to see like the latest blockbuster.
Right.
What's like the first thing you do?
Well, I probably check to see what's playing. See if I'm interested.
See if it's something you're interested in.
Maybe read some reviews.
Okay, so you're gathering evidence.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Gathering evidence.
You're looking for information that will help you
Help me make a good decision.
make a good decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then like what's the next step?
Well, then I'd probably weigh the pros and cons. Like, do I have time to see a movie tonight? Can I afford it?
Yeah.
Is there something else that I should be doing instead?
Okay, so that's the reasoning part.
Yes, exactly.
Right, yeah.
The reasoning.
They're like analyzing the
Analyzing the evidence and
Mhm.
thinking about the implications
Yes, yeah,
of each choice.
exactly.
And then finally you reach a conclusion based on your reasoning.
Right? Like, yes, I'm going to see that movie, or no, I'll stay home tonight.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we go through this process of like evidence,
Huh.
reasoning and conclusion
Yeah.
all the time.
All the time.
Without even realizing it.
Consciously.
Right. Yeah.
And like the handout points out that this is essentially how a philosophical argument works.
No, interesting.
Right.
Okay.
It's about constructing a logical chain of thought that leads from like premises to a conclusion.
I see.
And just like with our movie decision, we can like evaluate the strength of an argument by examining like the evidence and the reasoning behind it. And the handout uses this like funny example to illustrate this. Deciding to go to the cinema just because they have good hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean, I get it.
I mean, that's a good reason to go to the cinema. All right. But it highlights how important it is to make sure our conclusions like actually follow logically from our premises.
It's got to make sense.
Yeah, it's got to make sense. Like, just because you like hot dogs and the cinema sells hot dogs.
Well, I mean, you should go right now.
Doesn't necessarily mean you should go to the cinema.
Yeah. There might be other reasons.
Yeah, there might be other factors to consider. Like, maybe you're trying to save money.
Maybe you've got a big deadline coming up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
The handout also explains that philosophical arguments can be faulty in a couple of ways.
Okay.
First, like, the premises themselves might be false. Like, maybe the cinema doesn't have good hot dogs after all.
Maybe they changed suppliers.
Right.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Or, like, the reasoning is flawed.
Yeah.
Even if the premises are true.
Yeah.
The conclusion might not, like, logically follow from them.
Yeah, like if you say, all dogs are mammals. Sparkles is a mammal. Therefore, Sparkles is a dog.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, not necessarily.
You got to watch out for those.
You got to watch out.
Faulty arguments.
Exactly.
So, like, doing philosophy involves not just constructing arguments, but also, like, analyzing and critiquing them.
That's right.
It's like being a detective.
I love that.
Of ideas.
Yeah, you're looking for clues.
Yes.
You're looking for inconsistencies.
Yes, you're trying to determine whether the argument, like, holds up under scrutiny.
Exactly.
So far we've been talking about, like, fairly simple examples, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the handout also tackles some really, like, deep philosophical questions.
Like what?
Like, the question of free will.
Okay.
This is where things get really interesting.
Right.
The handout, like, presents an argument that challenges the very idea of free will.
Okay.
Suggesting that our actions might be predetermined by the past.
Interesting.
So this argument basically says that if the past controls how the world is in the present, and the present controls how the world will be in the future, then everything is already set in motion. It's like a chain reaction.
I see.
Where each event is determined by the one before it.
Yeah. So there's no wiggle room.
Right.
Interesting.
And since we can't change the past, this argument suggests that we don't actually have control over our choices.
Right.
We're just following a predetermined script.
Like we're actors in a play.
Yeah.
That's a pretty radical idea.
That's a pretty radical idea. And the handout encourages us to, like, really think critically about this argument, just like we did with the cinema example.
Okay.
Do the premises hold up?
Yeah.
Are there any flaws in the reasoning?
Yeah. Good questions.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to examine the concept of control.
Okay.
And, like, consider whether it's being used consistently throughout the argument.
Yeah.
We might also ask, like, whether the past truly dictates the present and future in such a rigid, deterministic way.
Good point.
So doing philosophy isn't just about, like, accepting arguments at face value.
No.
It's about actively...
It's about asking those tough questions.
Yes. Questioning, probing, searching for deeper understanding.
And sometimes that means challenging your own assumptions.
Right.
Maybe confronting some uncomfortable truths.
Exactly.
But that's what makes it so rewarding.
Yeah, I'm already, like, my mind is blown.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
I had no idea philosophy could be so, like, practical and relevant to our everyday lives.
It is. It is.
And there's so much more to explore.
Oh, yeah, we're just getting started.
Okay, so we've talked about, like, how philosophy can help us examine our assumptions, right? And build, like, stronger arguments.
Right.
But the handout also mentions this thing called vision.
Yes.
Which seems to go beyond just, like, logic.
Yeah, it's a bigger picture idea.
In reasoning.
Yeah.
So what is that all about?
Well, the handout quotes the philosopher Hillary Putnam.
Okay.
And Putnam basically says that philosophy isn't just about analyzing arguments.
Okay.
It's about developing like a broader perspective,
Okay.
a sense of how things like hang together.
Uh-huh.
A vision of the world.
Oh, so it's like you could be really good at, picking apart arguments,
right,
spotting logical fallacies and all that.
Yeah, you can be very analytical.
But if you don't have some kind of bigger picture in mind,
yeah, you're missing
a crucial part of what it means to do philosophy.
Yeah, and Putnam suggests that this vision should inform, how we live our lives and how we structure our societies.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like, if your philosophical vision is that, let's say, individual freedom is like the most important value, that's going to shape how you view everything, like from politics.
Yeah, relationships, how you raise your kids.
So, like, personal relationships, right?
Exactly.
And it's not just about like having the vision.
Right.
It's also about like being able to articulate it.
Yes, being able to defend it.
Yes.
Using arguments and reasoning.
Right.
To support your vision.
So it's like a two-way street, right?
Yeah.
Your vision informs your arguments.
Yeah.
And your arguments help you like refine.
Refine and clarify that vision.
Yeah, clarify your vision.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process.
Right. And this kind of leads us to like a really fundamental question.
Okay.
Is there even a right way to think?
Whoa, that's a big one.
I mean, the very definition of philosophy we've been talking about kind of hinges on this idea of finding the right way.
Right.
But what if there isn't one single right way?
Good point.
Right. That's a pretty big question.
It is, yeah.
And the handout acknowledges that even philosophers
they don't always
disagree on this point.
Yeah.
It introduces us to two very different perspectives from these, pretty famous philosophers, David Hume and Immanuel Kant.
Two big names.
Now, I gotta admit, those names have always sounded kind of intimidating to me.
I get it. They're giants in the field.
Right. But the handout does a good job of summarizing their core positions on this question of is there a right way to think?
Okay, so where do we start?
Let's start with Hume.
Okay.
The handout describes him as a skeptic.
A skeptic?
What does that even mean?
So a skeptic in a philosophical sense is someone who questions whether we can really know anything for certain.
Okay.
They're not necessarily denying that there's a truth out there, but they're very cautious about claiming to have found it.
Okay, so it's if someone said, I know for a fact that aliens exist.
Right.
A skeptic would be hold on, how do you know that?
Yeah. What evidence do you have?
Right, exactly.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Hume was a particularly radical skeptic.
Okay.
He famously questioned the very idea of causation.
Okay.
Which is something we take for granted in our everyday lives.
Yeah, cause and effect.
Yeah. If I drop this pen, it's going to fall to the ground.
Because of gravity.
Because of gravity.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Right.
Right.
That seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but Hume would say that all we really observe are events happening in sequence.
Okay.
We see the pen being released, and then we see it falling.
Right.
But the idea that one event caused the other, that's something our minds add to the equation, not something we directly perceive.
Oh, so you're saying that the idea of cause and effect is more of a habit of thought.
Right. It's a way we make sense of the world.
Than an objective truth.
Yeah. It might not be how things actually work.
But about the world.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fascinating.
It is.
So he really believed that our minds naturally seek patterns.
Yeah, patterns and connections.
And connections even when they might not exist.
Right.
Wow.
He even applied this skepticism to the concept of the self.
Wait, you mean whether I actually exist?
And that's exactly what he was questioning.
This is getting a little deep.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's mind-bending.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But he argued that what we experience as ourself is just a constantly changing stream of, thoughts and feelings and perceptions.
Sure.
There's no permanent unchanging I behind those experiences.
So for Hume, there's no guarantee that the way we perceive the world actually reflects reality.
That's what he was saying.
Wow, that's a pretty humbling thought.
It is.
Okay, so Hume was not so sure about our ability to know the truth.
Right.
But what about Kant? He seems to have had a more optimistic view.
Much more optimistic.
Of our ability to know things.
Yeah, so the handout says Kant was awoken from his dogmatic slumbers by Hume's skepticism. He was initially, really shocked by Hume's ideas. But then he kind of set out to try to prove that our minds are capable of grasping truth.
So how did he do that?
Well, he developed, a very complex philosophy. But essentially he argued that certain structures of our minds, like, our understanding of space and time and causation, aren't just arbitrary quirks of human thought. They're actually necessary conditions for any kind of experience at all.
So it's like our minds are pre-programmed with certain ways in understanding the world. And those ways of understanding are built into...
Yeah, they're built into the fabric of reality itself, according to Kant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for Kant, there is a right way to think.
Within limits.
At least within the limits of how our minds are structured.
Right, exactly. So he believed that reason, when properly used, can lead us to truth. Even if it's a truth that's shaped by our own cognitive frameworks.
So Hume was skeptical about our ability to know truth.
Yes.
While Kant believed our minds are actually structured in a way that allows us to grasp truth.
Right. Big difference.
That's a pretty fundamental difference.
It is. And it's a debate that's shaped philosophy for centuries.
It's amazing how these ideas from centuries ago are still relevant today.
Right.
The handout wraps up by connecting philosophy to history, suggesting that, by engaging with these great thinkers of the past, we can gain a deeper understanding
of ourselves and our place in the world.
Of ourselves and our own ideas.
I like that.
It's like having a conversation across time.
Exactly.
We're not just passively absorbing information.
No, we're actively engaging.
Right. We're actively engaging in an ongoing dialogue.
That's a good way to put it.
With some of the most brilliant minds.
Yeah. The greatest hits of philosophy.
In human history.
Exactly.
And it's not just about learning about philosophy. No, it's about learning how to do philosophy ourselves.
That's the key.
Right.
That's the goal.
The handout challenges us to consider what philosophical questions are relevant in your life?
Yeah, right now.
Right now. Are there any thinkers from the past whose ideas might help you navigate those questions? I love that. It's we're not just studying history.
Right.
We're using history to illuminate,
to guide our thinking,
our own present, and guide our own thinking.
It makes it relevant.
It makes it relevant. And that's what makes philosophy so exciting.
So exciting. It's a journey of discovery, a continuous process of questioning.
Questioning, reasoning, and seeking clarity.
Yeah. It's we've been given this toolkit for critical thinking.
I like that analogy.
And now it's up to us
to use those
tools to grapple with the questions that matter most to us.
Exactly.
I mean, it really is having a superpower, right? Being able to think critically and examine the world around us with more depth and clarity.
Absolutely. And the best part is, it's a superpower available to anyone who's willing to put in the effort. You don't need a fancy degree or special training to do philosophy.
You just need a curious mind.
Yeah.
And a willingness to ask questions.
That's it.
I'm starting to realize that philosophy isn't just some abstract academic pursuit.
Yeah.
It's woven into the fabric of our everyday lives.
It really is, yeah. Whether you're debating politics with a friend,
or making a big life decision, or even just trying to understand a news story.
Right.
The tools of philosophy can help you make sense of it all.
The handout ends on this really inspiring note, suggesting that by engaging with these big ideas, you might even develop your own unique philosophical vision.
You might.
Just like Hillary Putnam talked about.
It's exciting. Right.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
And a little daunting at the same time.
It can be.
Where do you even begin?
Well, the handout suggests a good place to start is by identifying those philosophical questions that really resonate with you.
Yeah.
What keeps you up at night? What are you genuinely curious about?
So maybe it's the nature of consciousness.
Yeah.
Or the meaning of life.
The ethics of AI.
Yeah, the ethics of artificial intelligence.
The future of humanity. All these big questions.
Yeah, whatever it is, there's a whole world of philosophical thought out there.
There is.
It's just waiting to be explored.
Absolutely. And you don't have to go it alone.
Right.
There are so many books, articles, podcasts.
Online communities.
Online communities, yeah, all dedicated to exploring these questions.
I know. I'm definitely feeling inspired to, like, dive deeper into some of these topics.
Me too.
I'm even thinking about, like, picking up some of the works by Hume and Kant that we discussed.
Good choices.
And really, like, grappling with those ideas.
And remember, like, engaging with philosophy isn't about finding all the right answers.
Right.
It's about embracing the journey of asking the right questions.
It's about, like, challenging your own assumptions.
Exactly.
Expanding your horizons.
Expanding your horizons, yeah.
And continually refining, like, your understanding of the world.
That's what it's all about.
And who knows, you might even, like, discover some surprising insights about yourself along the way.
You never know.
All right, well, on that note.
Yeah.
I think we've reached the end of our deep dive.
It's been a good one.
Into this fascinating world of philosophy.
It has.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring these big ideas with us.
We hope so.
And we encourage you to keep the conversation going.
Yes.
You know, pick up a book, join a discussion group.
Go down those internet rabbit holes.
Yeah, or just take some time to reflect.
Yeah, reflect on those questions.
On those questions that spark your curiosity.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us on this intellectual adventure.
We'll see you next time.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep thinking, and keep exploring the world with an open mind.